Hey guys, Sheepy here. Today I'm going to take a look at both game-winning teamfights from our matches this week. Generally, teamfighting is something that is rather rarely discussed by coaches, as it strongly varies from game to game. However, it is interesting to study and learn the principles behind it. So I'm going to make an exception for today and hopefully show some cool and exciting ideas. First up comes our last teamfight against Splice. We reach minute 44, and as we are ahead, we are setting up to slay the Elder Drake. It is late game, and looking at the team comps, we have a mismatch in especially the ADC and top lane position. GP with his late game build is a real threat if he's able to hit the barrels and can make or break a teamfight, as Na is mainly focused on reaching the enemy backline, disrupting them and buying time for the carries. Where we end up with a bigger mismatch, our Tristana versus the enemy Ezreal. With Tristana reaching 6 items, she's currently one if not the strongest late game hyper carry. In the teamfight, we will look to disrupt their backline with Na, Jarvan and Alistar, as Ryze and Tristana will melt the enemy frontline. For Splice, they will need to look to kite and poke, with Ezreal Qs, Orianna Ball and Gangplank barrels, and once we are low enough, engage with Sejuani ultimate. The fight begins as both teams are setting up for Elder Drake. As we're stronger, we initially set up vision around the area, killed Scuttled Crab and pulled the drain. Hitting the drain, Splice needs to walk it deeper, or risk losing it, which is where we face off 5 vs 5 in front of each other. In this position, it would be very hard for us to reach their backline and engage, as they can kite away freely. Realizing this, Alistar starts to walk around the blue and sets up for a flank behind, to disable the enemy carries from escaping once we start running at them. We keep baiting them in, and the moment that Alistar is behind them, we use Ryze ultimate to deliver the last 2 tanks on their backline, Na and Jarvan. Jarvan and Alistar, with the help of Tristana, all jump to kill Orianna, who split up as Na is jumping on GP, Braum and Ezreal, zoning them with ultimate first and buying then time with Gargoyle Stoneplate. Once Orianna is dead, we turn on the Sejuani, who tried to peel for her, but is unable to escape since Tristana got her reset from her W on Orianna. After killing both, we start to turn on the rest of them. Na's calling that he can TP behind, so we start chasing the last 3 enemies. Ryze walks too far forward and gets killed by a GP crit, but lured the enemy in to keep fighting. The moment that Na arrives behind them, the fight is over, as Ezreal and Braum run straight into him and have nowhere to run. We ended up killing both and ending the game with the Baron up melee minions. Now to our second game against Rocket. Likewise, in this match we reached late game for our last teamfight. Rocket's team comp revolves heavily around the engage with Rakan and Sejuani and the follow-up from Na, as Azi and Tristana from our team are able to slowly poke them out and generally deal just more damage. For us it's the reverse, as we try to poke and disengage with Tam and threaten them with Kha'Zix and Ornn CC. After getting Nashor, we look to push mid lane, and as Rocket has only 1 inhibitor left, they need to walk up to deny us pushing or risk losing the game. With Kha'Zix out of position, Rakan uses his ultimate to find and engage but fails to do so. Now it's prime time for us, as the strongest engaged threat is removed and we channel Ornn ultimate and flash onto the Xayah, forcing her ultimate and then flash. With us stronger and Elder Drake up, we decided to start it and force a fight. Ornn deals low damage to the Drake, so he decides to hide in a bush, disrupting the enemy from coming while we finish the Drake in seconds. With the dragon dead, we now start to look to turn. Azi uses his soldiers and then ultimate to diminish the threat of Na, as we can't allow him access to our backline while we fight. After Kha'Zix jumps on him, he uses his E, so we are free to walk forward with a massive damage from Tristana on the Corki and Azi on the rest of the enemies. The teamfight is already decided the moment that they can't kill our carries. We force the Corki Guardian Angel, but with Na over the wall we stay split and Kha'Zix zones him off from ultimating us. We swiftly kill Corki, and then we want to use Tam ultimate to kill the split Na, but then get surprised as Rakan has his ultimate back already. They kill our Tristana and Ornn instantly, but even with both dead, our late game Azi with 6 items plus the Molten Core upgrade from Ornn for his Rabadons is enough to take out the enemy. We slowly chase them down and kill them for Azi's unofficial pentakill. Overall, those teamfights were strongly in our favor at the time of them, as we have the easier win condition to accomplish. However, it is important to realize and play accordingly. It shows particularly well how it centers around cooldowns and the ability to shut down or enable carries in late game teamfights. I hope you guys could learn a bit, and I will see you guys next week. Fight the magic, Sheepy.